Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello everyone, welcome to Grow Your Future with Luxland. I'm Zar, CEO of Luxland. We are joined today by my co-hosts, Jade and Mark.
Good evening, how are we?
Good evening,
I'm
everyone.
I'm just going to jump in
I'm
Jade's
good.
camera.
I'm good.
Let's just say hello to Zara.
Hello everyone.
Just so everyone that's listening in knows that we're on Instagram, Facebook Live. We're going live everywhere. There's about
people
5
listening,
cameras around.
Yeah, people listening to the podcast are probably getting confused because we're saying hello so many times.
So many mediums.
Yeah.
So apologies. So let's get down to business, Mark.
Yeah, no worries. Well, guys, today we're going to be talking about the 5 most important lessons that have been learnt from entrepreneurship, as well as owning your own business kind of thing. So to give everyone a quick rundown on it all, it's number 1 lesson that I think all of us can agree with is it's all about the people. Number 2, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the better. Acknowledge and demonstrate understanding. Number 4 is share your expertise for free. And number 5 is lean into discomfort, something that all of us have done for quite a long time. So I'll kick the evening off with you, Zar, and tell us, it's all about the people. I think that's a massive thing for you.
Yeah, it's when I first started business, I thought it was about the stock, and I thought it was about the money. You know what I mean? And that's definitely not the case. It's definitely about relationships and the people you're surrounded by. And too many people focus on just dollars. And they don't focus on building a team, building relationships, the emotional component of starting a business. And I've been doing it for about 10 years now, and it's all a learning experience, and you've got to go through it, and it's hard when you start from nothing and you start a business, and you've got to. You basically just got to figure it out on your own because you think you know everything when you start a business. Like, I know, everyone I talk to who starts a business thinks they know everything at the beginning, and I think as progressively time goes on, you become more and more humble because you actually fall over so many times.
Yep.
And you learn that, or some people don't learn, but you do learn that you can't trample over people to get ahead in business because it's very short term. You need to have the long-term mindset where you got to treat everyone, with the same respect that how you would want to be treated. So, give more than you receive. Be generous, don't expect anything in return immediately. Do things out of the goodness of your heart, and, you will eventually, it'll all come back to you, whether that's monetary or respect or whatever it is that you're looking for. But things take time, and, people take time to warm to others. Like, for example, like for me, I've had to have that many lunch meetings and dinner meetings and all of those sort of things just to win someone's trust over. I'm not even saying win a client over or get a deal over the line. I'm just saying win someone's trust. That's really sort of one of the important things is putting that time in and treating everyone like how you want to be treated. And it's not really that hard. Like, at the bottom line is, with this first point that you've written out, Mark, is just do the right thing.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not hard. Just do the right thing. And everybody knows if they're not doing the right thing. I reckon. I actually think that if you're doing the wrong thing, you know in your heart that you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So all you've got to do is do the right thing so that at the end of the night, your head can hit the pillow and you're confident that you've done everything possible within your control to do the right thing by people. And you know what? The world will give back.
Oh, 100%. And Jade, I mean, being in both a corporate world and an entrepreneurial world, dealing with people and even with your role itself, it's very people orientated,
Yeah.
How much is it about the people in the corporate world?
It's everything about the people, and this is where so many people in corporate get it so wrong. I think I learnt this phrase a long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, you need to go together. And it just couldn't be more true. I think too many people look after themselves, and it is, I keep saying this podcast after podcast, week after week, it's a dog-eat-dog world, whether it's corporate, whether it's entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter what city, what country you're in. I believe it's all very similar out there. In particularly, Sydney's rife, I think. Look after yourself and you'll be fine.
Sydney's bad.
We need to look after each other, and in particularly in such a such an environment like Sydney is. But you need to just be a good person, and eventually good things will come to you. I think when you're an entrepreneur, whether you own a company, whether you're out on your own being an entrepreneur, whether you're a leader or whether you manage people, it doesn't matter. It's all about the people. It no longer is about you.
Yeah.
And I think this is where people get it wrong. They lead. They like to think that they're leaders, but they have to stop thinking about themselves. It's like having children. Yeah. Your business is your child. Your team are your children. You have to put them first. It's about them.
Definitely.
Going back to Sydney being a tough place to do business in, where there's a lot of people where they trample on each other and they bully each other, especially in the corporate world, right, where they throw each other under the bus, and there's a lot of negativity. I think what happens is that the reason why there's a lot of negativity, because it's contagious. And it's I'm guilty of this, it's very easy to become negative because someone's been negative towards you. Someone's bullied you, someone's done wrong by you, and it's very easy to go, you know what, I'm going to pay this person back, and I'm going to do something bad to him. Like I've done it. You know what I mean? Like I'll admit it. Like I've done bad things to bad people because they've been bad to me. Correct. But that learning from those experiences, that wasn't the right thing to do. Like I shouldn't be negative because these people are being negative towards me. I need to continuously be positive. And, I need to spread the positivity rather than the negativity.
Of course.
And that's what happens. Too many people buy into the negativity and it's contagious and they become like that.
They thrive off it, and that's a sickness.
It is a sickness, and that's what kills business, right? Like, because people want to do business with good people, right? So if you're negative to one particular person, then that means that you can be negative to another person and another person from there. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good trait to have. So, like people do bad by me all the time in business, in my personal life. Like it happens. That's life. You know what I mean? If you guys out there listening think that this is never going to happen to you, it's going to happen to you, especially in business, right? The world doesn't care about you, and you need to be firm. You need to be staunch. You need to be aggressive, but in a positive way. If you know what I mean?
Yep. Well, you can't let it affect you. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say that, and it's easier to say it from behind a microphone here. And the people that are going through it right now, whether it be in business or life in general, you just cannot kind of... If you entertain it and you get sucked into it, you're going to become that. That whole environment. I mean, this year has proven to me, making a big jump from a retail background to now a service-based background. The whole time I realised, and especially this year, I found out this year was really about the people and the relationships and the networks and everything like that. But even back in the retail world, it was the same thing. How did we build up our clientele? How did we build up our presence, our fans and stuff like that? It was through being nice. And when I say being nice in business, that could just mean actually asking someone at the counter how their day is going and what they're up to after this, and then remembering them the next time around. You know what I mean? Like, it's so small, but that makes a massive difference, and that guarantees a lifelong friend customer.
It makes you feel good, though.
Oh, of course.
Like, if you offer a good service and you're good to someone, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I love it when someone walks into one of my businesses and I get to greet them and they just love the service that we give them, right? Like, I've been in blues before with customers, and it's not fun. You know what I mean? I've literally been in punch-ons with customers in my shop, and you know what? It's not a good experience. Yeah. It's actually really bad, right? It's very stressful, and it's something that
it's a bad look for the business as well.
You just don't want it to happen, but it can eat you up, right? And at the end of the day, where does it get you? It doesn't get you a sale. It doesn't get you a referral. It doesn't get you a good name.
No.
It just get you a headache.
That's right. Yeah.
So if you can concentrate on just being good to every single person, even the people that are bad to you. You know, I'm going through something now where people have been bad to me, but I'm still good to those people.
Rising above it.
You know, I'm obviously trying to distance myself from those people, but I'm still good to them. If I ever interact with them, I'm still good. I'm still generous with my time. I'm still kind-hearted. I'm also firm. You know, I'm not stepping back and being weak, but I still show that I care.
Of course. And that's a very, very good trait to have. So moving forward to point number 2, which is don't let perfect be the enemy of better. Jade, how has this come about with one of your businesses at the moment? I mean, it's something where we strive to be perfect. And I was actually having a conversation to a kid I'm mentoring at the moment early this afternoon with his business, where one of his excuses was that he didn't want to continue doing work for us because he wanted to have the perfect product. And I had to explain to him it's not about that. How are you going to get the perfect product if you don't practice? Can I just
jump in and say something? Too many people don't start doing something because they haven't got shit sorted, they haven't got their shit together. Just do it. Just execute. I've come across so many people that have this amazing idea, and you know they want you to sign an NDA, and you know because their idea is the most innovative thing out there. But your NDAs and your ideas are nothing without execution. And we learn this day in, day out. There is so much content out there being produced where, you know, just keep executing. But there are not enough people executing because, you know, their product might not be perfect, or, you know, it's not the right time, or they've got some other stuff going on. Just get in there and just go and do it. I'm sure that a lot of our audience is quite young. You know, we're speaking to the Gen Ys, the millennials, and, you know, you've got so much time ahead of you. You've got your entire life ahead of you, and go out there and make the mistakes.
Just do it.
You can't be perfect. Your business is not going. You're going to fail.
Good.
You're not. You have
That's
to fail.
That's a good thing.
But you might as well start on the.
Might as well fail now. Yeah, then later.
Rather than later, right? So, just get in and do it. You don't want to be perfect. Why?
Oh, well, I think as well. And like going on the three of us this year, for me, stepping on board here at Luxland, for example, I've seen, I'm going to use you as an example, I think this may have been one of your biggest years of execution, but maybe even of the smaller type, you know, like getting in front of the camera or doing something different. It's not going to be perfect. We realised this the first time you stepped in front of the camera, and we look back at those videos
and it ended up being perfect.
Yeah. But we do. We look back at those. For example,
it was
video
shit,
clips, and they were.
It was shit. The first videos, for example, we did was shit. The first podcast we did was shit, right? Like, but you know what? I'm proud of the shitness, to be honest with you, because you can go back and you've got sort of an account now of stuff that you can be critical on and you can improve on.
It's like it's even like sports teams, for example. Like let's just say the NRL, they're going to watch their game after they've played their game,
of course,
to then work out, okay, we need to move our line this way or that way or do something.
When
different.
Conor McGregor got choked out by Nate Diaz in the UFC, right? He that was really good for him. Yeah. Obviously, it humbled him, but he went away and he studied that.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
And then he went on to a rematch and to beat Nate Diaz. And without that failure, you know, without that tap out and being able to go back and look on that, he may have not been able to beat Nate Diaz in the rematch. So, you know, for our listeners out there, like Jade said, I know so many people who have this grand idea about starting a business, and you know, people have been talking about it for years that have been in my network, and they still haven't done anything, right? And we are talking about entrepreneurship here, so I'm gonna hone it in on business, because at the end of the day, like let's say you are working for someone and you're thinking about starting a business, right? But you're waiting for that perfect time to leave. You're waiting to, I don't know, you might be wanting to steal the database from your boss or whatever it is, or IP or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You're trying to wait to this perfect moment. But what happens is that you never do it, right? But what happens is that people think that if they step out of, let's say they're working corporate, they quit their corporate